Hey, welcome back to Retroplexus. I thought I'd just do a short video today comparing the computation speed of a 1977 HP-97 calculator and a 1993 HP-12C calculator. There's roughly about 15 years difference in terms of the technology used between these two. And the reason why I thought of doing this is because I was looking at the software that comes with the 97 in the standard pack, and I noticed there was this annuities and compound amounts program on one of the cards, and that's essentially the core functionality that's built into the 12C, the ability to do calculations around mortgages and loans. So I thought we would compare the two calculators and see how they do in terms of speed. I mean, I'm sure that the 12C is faster, but we'll see once I capture some times here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load the program into the 97. Of course, it's already programmed into the firmware in the 12C already. So we'll load this in off the card. And then I'll put the card in this slot here so I can make reference to the different subroutine keys. Okay, so on both calculators, there's sort of doing an initial setup. On the 12C, you clear the financial information. And on the 97, you run this subroutine to set up initial conditions. So now we're going to put in the properties of the mortgage. So let's say we're talking about a 25-year amortized mortgage, but we want to calculate a monthly payment, so we have to do everything in months. So 25 years is 300 months, so I'll store that as the number of periods, or N, on both calculators. And then let's say we're talking about a 5% a year interest rate. So per month we divide that by 12, it rounds to 0.42. I have the display set to fixed 2, but that's the actual amount to more decimal places. We'll put it back to fixed 2. And I'll store that in I for interest rate. And we'll do the same here on the 12, but I'll use the divide by 12 feature of the calculator. We'll store that in. And then let's say we're talking about a $500,000 mortgage. So I'll store that as the present value. I'll do the same on the 12C, storing it as present value. And then if we're lucky, we can pay the mortgage off down to 0. So we'll set that as our future value on both calculators. All right, so now I've got to try and work the payment calculation keys on both calculators while I also work the stopwatch. So let's see, hopefully I can capture some valid times here. Of course, I'm doing this manually by sight, so it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it might give us just a little bit of a ballpark in terms of how the calculators compare to each other. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we've captured some times. Let's see what we have on the iPhone here. So 1.79 seconds, maybe a little bit faster than that because there's a delay with me hitting the button. But I tried to make that delay as close as possible between the two calculators. So this includes, of course, my human delay and working the stopwatch. But we have 0.79 seconds for the 12C, and then an additional 0.188 seconds for the 97. So let's do a percentage calculation. Okay, so, and let's, I'll just turn the printer on just for the fun of it. So the 12C time was 1.79, and then we'll push that up into the stack, and then we'll add 0.188, which is the additional time that the 97 took. So almost double the time, actually, if you look at it that way. I guess you could just look at it that way. I don't think we actually need to do a calculation when I think about it here. But what the heck, let's just take a look and see. Okay, so we're gonna do a percentage change from the 12C time and the 67 time. And where's my percent change? There it is there. Yeah, so 50%. So basically, the 97 is about half the speed of the 12C, at least doing that calculation. That's interesting. I kind of didn't think it would be twice as fast, but I guess that makes sense if you have a 15-year technology difference. And of course, there's the other releases of the 12C, which are even significantly more faster. It'd be no point in even doing a comparison between those two. So anyway, just a short little video, just taking care of that little bit of business, just to see what the differences were between these two calculators. At least doing that calculation. That calculation, it involves some exponentials, division, multiplication. That's about it. So, you know, it doesn't fully represent the full computational palette of both calculators, but it gives a rough idea that we could say that, roughly speaking, one of the original 12Cs, could we extrapolate and say even Voyagers are twice as fast as like the 97 and the 67? I don't know. Might be interesting to do some further benchmarking. So anyway, hopefully you found this interesting at least, and at least there's a video about it now. So yes, please like and subscribe, join the channel. I'm going to be posting more videos. I've done a lot of work on the 97. I've also done a lot of work on a 19C. I have my my batteries and the battery pack case ready here to go, so I can make a battery pack for this. Right now it's running off of AA cells, which seem to work pretty good. It's been running for quite a long time. I can't believe actually how much printing I've done as well on those 4 AA batteries, but I would like to get the original pack working. Just fits better in the back of the machine. So we'll work on that kind of thing in future videos, so definitely subscribe and come back and check out my future videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.